I've been in Congress for a few months, but I have never seen a congressional hearing like the one we had on TikTok this week. It was brutal. Some of the questions were good, and some definitely were not. And the majority of complaints that were raised apply to practically all social media platforms. All the concerns about declining mental health, especially for teenagers, about the addictive nature of the platform, and about the sheer volume of data that's getting sucked up, which are all valid concerns, apply to many other platforms as well. Here's what's actually happening. It's been Congress's failure to pass a data privacy law, which it should have passed years ago, that's gotten us into this situation. And this week, TikTok became the symbol for a lot of general concern. There is a specific concern with TikTok about the potential for data access or algorithm influence in the hands of an adversarial government. The issue that keeps coming up is a law in China that was put in place about 6 years ago that was designed to give its intelligence operations a lot more power. What it basically says is that if Chinese intelligence services tell TikTok that they have to hand over all of your data, then they have to do it, and they don't have to tell you that they did it. When this came up at the hearing, the CEO basically agreed that that's what the law says. Many bills have been filed in the last few weeks, but the biggest one would tell the Commerce Department to create a framework for assessing and responding to the risks posed by apps that are owned by foreign governments. Because even when we're talking about foreign apps, this isn't just about one app. Right now, if you look at Apple's App Store rankings, 4 out of the top 5 are owned by China. We're going to need a way to deal with this going forward that isn't just a series of one-off proposals. If this legislation were to pass, one possible outcome could be forcing a sale of the app, which would mean a change in ownership. China doesn't want to sell, but they really don't want to lose out on the tens of billions of dollars they would stand to make in the event of a sale, which, if it happened, would allow the huge community of small businesses and folks who rely on TikTok to continue to use it. Also, this has happened before. There have been several times when we have told China they had to divest from companies to keep operating in the United States, and they did. A recent example would be Grindr. It might be several months before we have a sense of what's going to happen next. There's a lot of anger and a lot of disagreement, but I think we can use this moment to produce at least one clear point of consensus moving forward. We need a data privacy law that will protect us from all internet companies and all social media platforms, not just the ones that are owned by foreign governments. None of these social media companies have an incentive to stop vacuuming up all of our data because for them, we're talking about a lot of money. And speaking of money, there was a huge lobbying effort around this whole hearing. And that's one of the reasons I don't take corporate donations. Not from TikTok, not from Facebook, not from any corporation. And that's why I don't own any individual stocks as a member of Congress. And it's why I walked you through all of my personal finances in a video about 2 months ago. I've taken those steps so that in moments like this, I can just level with you and be transparent about where things stand. And frankly, I don't have to worry about the influence of corporate money because I don't take it. So that's where things stand, and I will keep you posted.